Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Letitia. I hope that y'all are doing well. So I'm just hanging out, um, just chilling, and just got a lot on my mind. So I thought I would share some of those things with you. So it is 2 years since I pursued the purchase of a 10-acre farm, and now I have the opportunity to purchase a 14-acre farm. And it's used. It's a 14-acre plot of land with a home on it. There are horses that are in the back of the farm or the land, the 14-acre plot. I'm sorry, I can't talk. Let me slow down. So, the horses may or may not stay there after the sale is complete. Like if we buy this home with this 14-acre piece of land attached to it. Um, but in any event, it is a pretty cool place to be in life when you feel like all these opportunities are just coming to you. Now, whether or not it's a good financial decision is another whole story. So, in order to purchase a 14-acre piece of land with a home on it in an urban, you know, place, um, it's going to be pretty pricey. You can imagine. And I ain't got it. But what I'm excited about is the opportunity to. And so I'm trying to figure out other ways I can be able to work full time on the farm, and at the same time be able to pay a mortgage without getting a 9 to 5 job. Any suggestions? That would be great. Put them in the comments. So, one of the things that a lot of people that own big plots of land like this do is lease it. And so that's an option, of course. Um, Lease to own or being able to deed acres of the land to people, that's another option. And something that I'm learning more about on the financial side is that usually lenders don't want you to do that, because when they give you, or at least this one lender that I spoke to, the idea is that when they give you a loan to cover the purchase of a plot of land or a home, they're banking on you paying that mortgage to them, paying that money back to them. And so if you decide to deed over land or a piece of that property, the value changes. And so when they made the initial loan to you, that they did that based on the value of that land at that time. And so now they would have to go back and kind of refinagle things, and basically they don't want to do all that. And so I'm trying to figure out what is appropriate. What should I do? And then what are some of the things I should consider if I have that in mind, to like deed over pieces of land to people after a certain amount of time? Is there a way to do that without the lender being involved? Is there, and almost getting like their permission to do it, because that's kind of the words that was used. Like, if I would give you this money and the value of the land is going to change, especially in the context of deeding over acres of land to people after you purchase the property, you would have to get our permission to do that. I didn't like the way that sounded, but it may be completely true. I don't know. So if anybody has any remarks or comments or thoughts about that whole thing, if you've experienced that, went through it yourself, I would love to know more about that. I'm just trying to consider all the thoughts. Like, how, if you don't have $1 million, you don't buy $1 million worth of property, right? If you don't have the credit score or the financial backing to be able to do it, you probably shouldn't. But there has to be ways that you can, and I know it's all a risk, but there has to be a way for you to get what you want, but also maybe even help people in the long run. And see, here's my issue. Like, I always feel like if I get something, or if I'm benefited with something, that it has to go, like I have to pay it forward to someone. And it can't just all be mine, right? That's just how I work. That's how I'm wired. And so, I don't know. How do you all feel like about that? Do you think that's an issue? Like, this one thing in life can be just completely mine and no one else's, and that's okay? Or should I, just do what I do? But I'm really just trying to figure out how to be smart and strategic at the same time about how to purchase this property. I don't think, and I'm not saying I will never have $1 million, but within the next 3 months to a year, um, I'm less likely to stumble across $1 million with no strings attached, right? But it would be cool. So that's the first part of this. Thank you for listening to that. But please put your comments in the below. The other part is, how can I increase sales in my business in such a way that I don't have to work a 9 to 5? So, and I know I've talked about this a little bit in my video before, prior to this one, but it's true. Like, I need to make between $5,000 and $10,000 a month, or I'm going to have to go back to work. And, $5,000 to $10,000 a month on the farm, or I'm going to have to go back to work. So it's either do that or go back to a 9 to 5. And I don't want to go back to a 9 to 5. I do not want to put my children in daycare. So the bottom line is I really need to get really good at marketing, talking to more people, and getting my product out and closing sales. Oh, I hate all that freaking language. Like, I hate that. But that's really what it is. I mean, so y'all buy my stuff or I'm going to have to go back to work. Can I say that too? I don't know. Anyway, there's just a ton of things when it comes to figuring out how you're going to purchase something. I don't remember it being this complicated when we purchased our first home. But I guess because it's a larger purchase this time around, and it's going to be a larger purchase regardless if it's 2 acres or 14 acres. I live on a 1/4 of an acre or less than that right now. And so it's just going to be more regardless. But, I'm so excited to be able, like, to start thinking more about the purchasing. And we have starting to develop a plan to actually get to that space. But, things don't happen as fast as you want them to sometimes, and you just get all in your head about it. And so, anyway, if anybody else is going through the same things, or you have had some experiences with purchasing land before, with or without a home, it'd be great to know some of your thoughts. And if you've done videos prior to this, if you do content and you've done some videos on that type of thing, please share. I would love to watch them. Till next time, thank you all so much for watching. Bye-bye.